When it comes to owning a Jeep Wrangler, inevitably you're going to run into one of two things. Either you're going to run out of budget to buy more parts, or you're going to run out of ideas. And more times than not, both things happen to me at the same time. So for the price that I have left, usually there's not many options that get me excited. But today I'm going to be showing you Amazon's best Jeep Wrangler accessory that I've ever bought. Now typically I don't buy this type of product for any of my vehicles, and I haven't installed one on any of them yet, but this could be the very one to change it. So today we're going to be testing and installing a product from ZimaBlue. And what we're going to use to do that is going to be the carbon fiber steering wheel from ZimaBlue. Now this is a real carbon fiber steering wheel that you can get on Amazon for a killer price. So I wanted to test it out for myself and see if it's really as good as it looks. Now on the inside here, they give us a microfiber towel, some paperwork to go with it. But the main thing I wanted to see here was this heavy duty, real carbon fiber steering wheel. This thing looks absolutely awesome. Now it's got 3K carbon fiber, and then it's got our leather grip here, and then the red accents all the way throughout. It looks really good. Now I've removed the steering wheel on a couple of JLs in the past. It was a relatively simple process, but with this one we're going to be switching over all the hardware from the factory steering wheel. So I haven't done that before. I'm sure there's going to be a little learning curve, but let's go ahead, jump inside, get the factory steering wheel off, and get this one ready to put in. Now the first step in this process is going to be to disconnect the battery, since we are going to be messing with the airbag on the steering wheel. We want to make sure that that explosive does not go off. All we're going to do is take off the ground. Now that we've got that disconnected, you've got two little covers here we'll have to remove on the side of the steering wheel. And you can put a pick in there and pull them out just like that. We're going to need to reuse these, so we'll keep them up top. Then once these are removed, you've got access to your 10mm bolt. Once you've got both of those out, you can pull the airbag out. And you'll see on the back side, you've got all these different plugs. What we're going to do is use our pick to pull the red tabs up from the center. And you don't need to worry about the orientation of these because they are color coded. Now you want to get something to pry the retainer clip out right here. Then that's out. And then we've got one other cord attached here, our orange cord, and we'll need to separate this with a pick as well. Then we've got our airbag separated right here. Now, as you can see, we've got quite a few things that we're probably going to need to transfer. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and unplug all of them down here at the base, because as you can see on this wheel, we do have some cords that are running, but nothing that's going through there. Essentially, these are just cords going for our heated steering wheel and stuff. So we need to unplug all those. Can't get that clip out right now, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and loosen up the steering wheel. And this bolt right here is a 24mm. So now we're going to feed these back through the steering wheel. We've got some clips on the back here, same as we had previously. We will need to transfer our weight over. Now once I pulled it out, all I had to do was swap over all of the hardware. It is a tedious process, but it's not overly complicated. All you really need to do is pop these off. You've got access to a T20 bolt. Pull that out, gives you access to pull that off. Then you want to take out these bolts all the way around. Really simple process. After you have that done, you'll take out your T10 bolts down here on the bottom, and then you'll loosen up your connections here and make sure that these are unplugged and this is unplugged. Now these two plugs are the two plugs that come with the new steering wheel. Everything else needs to be disassembled, but it does come off with this back piece right here. So it's a really simple process. It's just tedious. You want to make sure that you're plugging everything in the right way. After you've got it reassembled like this, the only three cords that you want to have unplugged are this one that goes to the airbag, this that goes through the clock spring, and this that goes through. That is all that you'll need to have unplugged. Now, a couple things to keep in mind whenever you are putting this together. The only cord, I believe, that you want to have outside of these is going to be this one. It's going back to the airbags. Everything else needs to be tucked in behind it. That way, your airbag can go back into place. Also, one thing I ran into, I over-torqued these nuts back here. And if you over-torque them too much, you get that slop in there because it'll break the little plastic retainer in the bottom from the factory ones. So don't over torque these too much like I did. Otherwise, either you'll have to deal with that little bit of slop or you will have to get some new ones. And these are not cheap. They're about as much as this wheel was. So keep that in mind. Just some little things. Keep in mind, all this is pretty much bolting into plastic. That's the way the factory has it. So just don't over torque them. But now we should be able to throw this back on. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug these back in. And once those are plugged back in, you want to go ahead and re-torque down your nut onto the wheel. Now I'm not sure what foot-pound you're supposed to tighten it to, but we're going to tighten it down pretty good here. Now we're going to reattach everything to our airbag. We're going to start with this one. Plug it in. And one thing you want to keep in mind whenever you are putting the steering wheel back together, whenever you're attaching these clips, make sure that you actually have them clicked in, because you do not want to have to take apart the entire wheel to fix something that you didn't connect properly. Now we're going to get those 10 millimeters that we started with. Now we just need to put our covers back on, and this steering wheel is all installed. Now the main thing we're going to test first is if all the buttons actually work. All of those work. See if our paddle shifters work. Paddle shifters work. So that means everything is hooked up. Gosh, this thing out in the sun looks unreal. So you can see all the full carbon fiber through there. It's really high quality. Surprisingly, it looks really good. I love the construction. It's a much thicker steering wheel, so it gives you a lot more to grip here. And then we've got that flat bottom. So that flat bottom just really brings it all together. I like how we were able to get a really good price because we transferred all of our factory stuff from our steering wheel over into this. And while you're in that process, it's a really good time. If you want to change out paddle shifters, get some upgraded paddle shifters. If you want to change out your bezel here to a black bezel, you can upgrade all that while you're going through that process, and might as well do it while you're doing it at the same time. Let's see if our horn still works. Horn still works. So it looks like we're all good to go. Now that it's all installed, I've got to say I'm super impressed with the overall install, the quality, and the fit and finish. For the price, I really didn't think you could get this nice of a steering wheel. So from this side, you can see a little bit better of that construction. It looks really good and it feels great in the hand. Here is a good look at the grooves in the back, and I think it's actually a really comfortable grip. Now there are a ton of different companies that make steering wheels like this for Jeep Wranglers, But for the price of this specific wheel, I don't think you'll be able to find one that'll beat the quality. I just got back from a ride at night to test out the steering wheel and how it was going to feel like a real drive, and it felt great. I also tested out the heated steering wheel, and I'm happy to say the heated steering wheel still works even better than before. The heat is actually right here where the leather is. No heat is felt up here where the carbon fiber or anything like that. But it's exactly where you want it to be, and I'm really getting used to this better grip. I've got to say, this could be one of the best budget products you could get on Amazon in terms of accessories for the Jeep Wranglers. I've been super impressed with just about everything on this steering wheel. But above all the things I mentioned, it's just cool. It's super awesome to have a carbon fiber wheel in any vehicle, but I think it really matches the 392 perfect. So if you guys are interested in getting one for yourself, check them out down in the link in the description below. A huge thank you to Zima Blue for sending out this awesome steering wheel for us to test out, review, and install. If you guys haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. But until then, Godspeed.